everyone, Brendan here, Big Bird here. I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're going to be doing a quick, I guess you could say, opinion analysis or review, if you will. It's not going to be statistical, if you will. I got told to make a video by Saddam Ali, so he requested that I do the SF. I'll have gameplay at the end, so if you just want to watch gameplay, it goes to 9 minutes and 56 seconds. I just had a match a few hours ago, so I'll add that in the end of the review. So let's start what it is that I use. So you've got a specializations, bit of history to this weapon. At least in this game, I'm not going to talk about it too much in real life because I can't say I know too much about this gun in real life. Funny enough, when this game first came out, this gun was actually, excuse my language, really fucking shit. This gun was one of the worst guns in the game. It literally made some of the LMGs, some of the handguns, some of the semi-automatics just look absolutely atrocious. This weapon only had a 16 round mag, and I just had some of the worst like recoil ever. Everything was just so bad on this gun, but they ended up fixing it, so it's not too bad. I mean, in saying that, it is my most used AR, and it is probably my personal favourite. Sorry all those Sturm fans out there. I know all the Sturm fans are probably laughing in the background and going all crazy. But yeah, I just think the SF is better because it kills significantly faster. I like the iron sights. I know it's technically not as good for extended streaks, and the recoil is noticeably higher. And I'm not using this gun to like flex my like recoil control skills or anything like that, like I'm shitting on like Sturm users or SDG users, because I'm not. Because in saying that, it's not unpredictable recoil. It's not like it's crazy high or hard to use or anything like that. It's just a bit higher than average, if you will. If anything, the biggest weakness on this gun is not the recoil or anything like that, although I do prefer the old TTK with the 46 bullet to kill instead of the 47. Do excuse me. So the biggest weakness to this gun is the obvious magazine capacity. The only weapon that has a smaller magazine than this is the Braider, which has 20 rounds, but that's a burst fire and it shoots increments of 4 bullets, so naturally you can only have 5 bursts, so you can't have an extra bullet in the chamber. So that's the reason why that weapon has 20 rounds and not 21. But in saying that, it's not a huge advantage. I mean, I doubt that extra bullet's really going to help you, but I mean, hey, it's nice to know it's there. Another big weakness to this gun is you'll notice there is no quick reload spec. It's replaced with the bayonet, which I find rather odd. Now, I know the bayonet was on this gun in Battlefield 1, and in saying that, this gun in Battlefield 1 was probably one of the best guns in the game. I think even Teabag Gaming, he actually rated it as one of the best medic weapons. And I thought it was a pretty good gun. I used it on and off. It was not too bad. I preferred the Fedorov, but in saying that, this gun does have the bayonet, good for close range, but I find it's not that useful because this gun doesn't really need the bayonet because it's already sort of good at close range, and the only other reason I could think you'd want the bayonet is if you want to close ground or whatever, or if you're, I don't know, going for like melee clips or something. But I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the bayonet on the assault class. I have used it on the Grand. The Grand and the SF are the only weapons that can have the bayonet, which I find rather odd. So these are my specs. Now, I would use swings and swivels. Why I have quick aim, I'm not quite sure. Don't know why I did that, so let's change that. I'm not a big fan of quick aim. I know that's basically not what everyone else thinks. Everyone thinks that quick aim is better, but I personally think swings and swivels is the better choice all around. Being able to switch weapons quicker, being able to switch to your Panzerfaust, your dynamite, your pistol, and do keep in mind, as I said before, the capacity on this weapon is only 21 rounds, which is the second lowest. So ideally you want something that you can switch back to. Now, I never use enhanced grips or polished action because even though this weapon is built for close range, the weapon's capacity is simply not big enough for you to spray down enough enemies. This weapon is a one and done weapon, sometimes 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 3 if your aim is exceptionally good. So I don't really see the point in using the hipfire specs. Although if you're playing on the smaller maps like Ras, Devastation, what's another map? Operation Underground, then I mean sure, you know, have a blast, use these hipfire specs, but I find the hipfire is already fun enough, and it's better to just worry about your recoil and your bullet deviation and everything else, rather than this pointless hipfire spec. I really don't care about the specs on this weapon. The hipfire is more than fine enough, and this is the one I choose. Now, another problem with this gun is it's the recoil buffer and not the ported barrel. Difference between recoil buffer and ported barrel: so recoil buffers for vertical recoil, that's why it says less upwards, because it's vertical, and ported barrel is for horizontal. Now, the side to side bounce isn't too bad on this gun, but ideally it would be better to have ported barrel, but there is no option for that, so this is what it's replaced with. That's why the Stram is usually better, because its recoil is not only better, but its side to side bounce is significantly better, and it also has the bigger magazine. But we'll do a review on that gun another time if you want to do that, or just leave below in the comments which gun you think I should do next. And if there's any SF fans out there, be sure to let me also know in the comments. I'll be on the lookout. Custom stock. So what this does is when you're strafing, so left and right, this does not help you when you're standing still. This is actually a really good attachment, and it is it's extremely good. Sorry, I just got a bit of an itchy back. Do forgive me. Light and stock is probably one of the best attachments in the game, especially if you combine it with custom stock, because it makes it so that when you're strafing, you're not getting that weird inconsistency of your bullet deviation. Now, the bullet deviation in this game isn't a huge issue like it was in the last 2 Battlefield games, but ideally you want every single shot to hit, because it doesn't matter how good you are at controlling recoil, it doesn't matter how good you are at accounting for your bullet drop and all that stuff, because your magazine, again, it's only 21 rounds, 20 plus 1. So you can't afford to miss even a few shots, because if you even miss just a few shots, not only will your time to kill go down, which isn't the biggest issue on this gun, because again it shoots really fast, but it's that magazine capacity. It's all about only engaging when you know you're only facing one opponent. If you're facing any more than that, and you have to switch to a secondary or engage a reload, you're going to be screwed. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't pull off another kill with the secondary. This doesn't mean you can't get back in cover and reload, but it just means you need to pull back and not engage unless it's absolutely necessary. Even though this gun is built for close range, it is not a good building clearing weapon for killing, 3 or 4 opponents. It's good for killing 1 or 2, run away, reload, get in cover. Think of this weapon as the M30 drilling of assault rifles, of shotguns rather. So it's sort of like the M30, where you've got amazing killing potential, a good rate of fire, but there's that capacity issue of only 2 rounds, just like on this gun. You've got that great rate of fire, great killing potential, but it's just that 20 round mag just screws you over. So this is the attachment you really want to be running. You want to be running light and stock, and not the bayonet, because the bayonet it really doesn't help you out that much. So put this on. Now, sights. When I first started playing this game, funny enough, I did actually try this. I thought it was just rather odd, and I had a quick look at it. It's a funny sight. It's cool, but it is absolutely horrible for visibility. This sight and the recoil shake when you shoot is just atrocious. I was playing a match once with this guy called Bazba, and he's extremely good. This guy is nuts when he plays the game. I don't know if he plays anymore, I'm sure if he hears this video or watches it in the future, not that I'm assuming he will, I saw him using the SF with the 3X, and I called him crazy, and he was like, yeah, I know, it's actually not too bad. I was like, oh, okay. I've tried it a few times, it's not too bad, but I'll be honest, I'm not a fan. I think it's better on the STG, better on the ribeye rolls, even the Stam. Even the Stam's not too bad with the 3X, but I stay away from scopes usually, even on the guns that I do think it's good on. So, my opinion, I think it's best to stick to a sight, but I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so I like using the very nice iron sights, and the sights in Battlefield 1 are the same as the ones in this game. There are no differences. So I'm using gold. Now there is a glitch with this gun's specializations when you do the assignments. There is no gold assignment. I can't find it, so I can't unlock this gold. So you'll notice everything is gold on the gun. I should put that on as well. Magazine's gold. We've even got chrome. Chrome's nice. And I've even got a few mint pieces as well, I'm pretty sure. I think I got like a mint. I think I got mint sight. Do I got mint sights and mint muzzle? Yeah, I got a mint muzzle and mint sights, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I've done a few mint pieces on this gun. But see, that's the problem with this gun, is I can't get that last specialization done. So I've basically got 90% of the gun done, except for the muzzle, which is a shame because this gun is one of the best looking guns gold. I mean, even without gold, it's beautiful. This gun is great. I love looking at it. For a while I did run chrome, then I switched to blued, but chrome is great. I like running this. This is probably my preferred setup. This is just the red with the black and the gold is just, it's amazing. I love the look of this. But I've got gold, so I just stick to using gold. Even blued, like I said, blue's not too bad. So, range 7 at a distance, 2 to 4 shot headshot. They nerfed the headshot damage, which very shameful. Headshots used to be so good in this game, you could get free hit kills of all the ARs, except for the M2. So don't go thinking your headshots at long range will count as much anymore, because they really won't. I mean, not that you'd be engaging anyone else at an extremely long distance, but ideally that's how you want to run this gun. You want to run it with these specs. A lot of people will say run quick aim. I say run swings and swivels. If you're a Sturm user, sure, run quick aim, because your magazine capacity is bigger, so you're less likely to rely on a handgun. And because this gun is better than the Sturm at close range, it makes more sense to be running and gunning and taking out one person, running away and recovering faster from sprinting. A lot of people will disagree with me on that, but that's fine. Everyone knows, at least the people that know me and know my opinions on this game, they know I do not like quick aim. Not because quick aim is not good, but because ideally you should already be aiming if you expect someone. Doesn't mean you have to camp, doesn't mean you have to play super slow, if you will. It just means if you hear someone or you expect someone to be there, you should already be aiming. And for this, even if you don't care about the sprint to fire bonus and you already anticipate every situation, being able to aim down faster doesn't mean shit if you can't sprint to fire faster, because if you're already sprinting, then you can't aim. But if you're not sprinting, then why wouldn't you just be aiming? So it doesn't really make sense to run quick aim. And 33% is not a huge improvement. If 40%, 45%, maybe 50%, sure, run it. I wouldn't run swings and swivels if that were the case. I mean, in saying that, even swings and swivels isn't the best. 15% improvement is not crazy, but switching weapons faster, that makes a difference between you switching to your Panzerfaust, your launchers, your handgun. So I just find that's what I would run. As I said before, with your sights, I stick to gold, and I like the iron sights because they have a bit more zoom. But really, in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. This gun's really only built for close range, not really anything past that. run whatever optics you want. Just stay clear of the 2 and 3x, in my opinion. Be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think of this weapon and what you think of the gameplay if you've made it that far. Sorry this video is going on a bit of a ramble, it's rather long. Thank you for listening, and I trust you to all be safe. Thank you for listening.
He's...
They have taken the lead. Fight to get it back. You now have the lead. Well done.
Can anybody hear me? Medic! Anybody!
Nice job, team.